Hey everyone, welcome to Kernels, where we discuss short films. Today's short film is Finley from 2020. It's a horror comedy. It's directed by Zachary Thurman. So we'll get into it.
Did you think this is more of a comedy or more horror in your opinion?
I think the beginning was more horror, but then it gradually became just more comedy.
I was like, once it turned that corner where like they're just hanging out with this guy in his
That shit
in
was
their
so
house, I
funny.
was like, what the hell is
And he's
this?
still trying to put poison in the food, and they're like, "What are you doing? No."
They like basically adopted him, and he's like,
Yeah,
and then it's like they just like play with their lives every day. Like, all right, let's just see if we can
what's
escape Finley for
Finley
today.
gonna do? The one thing that got me though, like legit was kind of scary, was before they found out Finley was just a dodo bird. And it's the two ladies at home by themselves. And one of the ladies is in her room, I think. And Finley, you see Finley in the background, and he starts running. That scared the shit out of me
Right.
because that was like a kid, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell?"
I know. When I saw that scene too, I was like, man, like Finley's huge.
Yeah, right. That's what scared me. I was like, okay, he went from like a doll, like a decent size, and then he's running like that's a full size kid. Like, I'm good.
I do not like clowns, and I
Hmm.
do not
That was
like
a opening
dolls,
scene. Yeah,
and those are
opening scene.
exactly what I do not like. And the doll itself, Finley, reminds me
Mhm.
of the doll from Goosebumps. Remember that like
Yes.
episode where it's like that was the creepiest episodes I ever saw on Goosebumps, and it's
Yeah.
just that doll thing.
I was too scared of Goosebumps as a kid to watch it, so I used to see like the book covers and be like, "I'm good. I'm not watching this." When it became a show, I was like, "I'm good."
Yeah, so this one, I was very surprised. I was like, man, like no wonder, like the cover of the YouTube video says like award-winning horror
Hmm.
comedy and stuff, and I get where the award kind of like aspect where it's like this is a very good, very well put together, and
Yeah.
and the character arc
Oh,
is
Finley.
Finley.
Yeah. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, I like the character arc. I like the sound design too. Like towards the end when he's basically helping out the people that live in the house, and he's stabbing away, and you hear the knife, and I'm like, okay, yeah, they took some time and actually put some work into this sound.
Yeah, there was some aspects of like the dialogue. I was like having some like I don't know if it was like finicky on my end, where
Hmm.
I was having some like weird sound fluctuations with the dialogue. But when Finley's running around and stuff, and like you hear the little pitter patter of his like
Yeah,
clogs or whatever, yeah, that like really puts you in the moment where it's like this guy's running around.
yeah, and it was a fun like we said for a lot of movies and shows that we watch, but it didn't feel like it was like 30 minutes, and it felt quick. And
Yeah,
I was laughing and smiling throughout the whole film.
yeah. Towards the end, you're like when he like puts himself back in his box, you're like, and the little shed of the tear
Oh
going
yeah,
down the puppet's face. It's like, man, you feel it for
yeah,
him.
because you build that like relationship with him. It's like, man, he's a dick, but he's still cool. Like
He
he's still
just
part of the
sucks at killing
family. Come
people.
on, yeah.
And then he turns it around. It's like somehow he turns it around and he figures it out.
That was the part that got me. Like they did the fast forward, what, 3 months, and then he just knew how to kill perfectly when
Yeah.
everything went down. Like when the time was right, he knew how to kill
Yeah. But
everything. Yeah,
he's like, I really didn't want to kill them, but
exactly.
you guys can't do it for me.
You can't be the one to kill these people. I have to do it.
Do you see any negative to this? I know it's award winning and stuff, but
Yeah.
like, do you see any negative to this?
Um, if I'm nitpicky, maybe some of the lighting during I guess the robbery scene was kind of dark, but that's
Oh,
super,
true.
super nitpicky. Other
I
than
actually had
that,
to
like,
close the blinds in my house, but I have an OLED TV, so like that kind of deals with a lot of like too much
yeah,
sun comes in, and then it like
just
washes
tears
out
it
the
up.
whole thing.
Hmm.
And so I actually had to close the blinds and stuff. But like this is definitely a short film that you need to watch like in the
Yeah,
nighttime. I think it would add more suspense too. I
that would be
think.
super scary because it was creepy, like watching it during the day. Like, so I can only imagine at night.
Right? We're both gonna be going to sleep tonight and then seeing just like hearing like a little pitter patter, like,
Oh, for
ah,
sure.
shit.
Oh, like that early scene when he's running around in the attic and the guy comes out with the baseball bat. Like when I heard the pitter pattering steps, I was like, oh no, I can't do that. Like, I'm good. Like, let's fast forward through. Like, yes, I should fast forward. Like, no, I need to watch this whole thing. So they did well. Like they did really well with the suspenses. Also,
Now, who would you recommend this to if you do recommend it? I'm assuming we do.
yeah, for sure. I would say anybody. Like even if you're not, because you and I both aren't into the prototypical horror,
Hmm.
but we enjoyed this. I would say anybody. Like they may be a little nervous or freaked out in the beginning, but once they pass that threshold and they get to the comedy portion, everybody can watch this and enjoy
I
it.
I think so too. I was like, the moment it ended, I was like, I'm gonna send this to my parents. I'm gonna send this to my
Yeah.
brothers. I'm gonna send this to, even though my little brother, he like lives by himself in his apartment. He probably won't watch it unless he comes back over to visit. but but definitely, I think, yeah, like you said, like once you cross that point where it's like it's not necessarily scary anymore, and now you see like he's just a fumbling doof of like
Hmm.
he can't figure it out, then you're like, all right, like this is fun, this is engaging, and I think that's like what's pointing to it. It's fun to
Yeah.
watch, and you actually genuinely do laugh in these moments.
Did you want more after watching it?
I don't know. I feel like, what else could you have for this? It's almost like making the TV show Ted.
Hmm.
Like, are you gonna make a TV show of like Finley and stuff?
It'd have to be like a prequel.
Right, like where does he come from and all
Yeah.
that stuff? Why was he there in the attic the first place? I think that's sort of the main questions you have for yourself when you see
Why
him.
was
Like,
his box locked?
right? Like
Yeah.
who lived there before that has interacted with Finley? Did he
Hmm.
kill them? Like, was he good at killing before? Or did you just like, what happened?
And like, why would you leave stuff in your attic? Like, hey, I'm moving out. I'm just gonna leave. There was a bunch of stuff in that attic.
Supposedly
Uh,
that's like fairly common, right? Like you like I think some people do buy houses and there's like shit there and stuff, and like
oh,
either you toss it or
oh,
you
I
don't
guess
and
that's
stuff,
true. Yeah,
and so, but yeah, I would believe like, all right, like, or you tell people like, hey, don't go in the attic and don't
for
look at that
real.
box.
Yeah, like they have to disclose that when I'm buying it. Like, hey, there's an attic. I wouldn't go inside. Just keep it locked.
Yeah, just
Also, as soon as this came on, I was like, yeah, people my complexion, like, don't do stuff like this because they all went up to the attic like it was nothing.
yeah, they're like,
And I was
oh,
like,
this is
yeah, we don't
fun and
do that.
everything.
Yeah, let's open this box that's nailed shut. I was like, yeah, we don't do that. We would have been gone out that house.
And it just so happens the first guy that dies is a black
Is the black dude? Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
It's like, because you fucking went up the attic and everything,
yeah.
and you messed up.
That's rule number one, man. That's ingrained in the DNA. Like, you don't do that.
So this is a typical horror film where the black guy dies
Gets
first.
murdered first. Yes. I'm glad they stuck with that trope. I'm cool with that.
Hey, at least there's diversity, I guess.
True.
But but yeah, I think we're gonna link to this. This is found on YouTube and stuff, and so you will be able to find it on YouTube. It's a free short film. It's award winning. You'll see on the thing, and I think it's very well done. And so we'll
Hmm.
link it in the description of the video below and stuff when you watch this, and so you can watch it for yourself. And please let us know if you've seen it in the comments, if you liked it, disliked it, if you liked Finley, or if you thought he was genuinely funny. And please subscribe, like to our channel, Saturday Night Popcorn on YouTube.